Chop Up, episode 42.
That's right.
Back in
Cranking.
We are. We're moving along.
Yep.
Head towards 50.
Man.
All right, today's a little special. We're going to have two guests on. Two guests remote.
Yeah, we've been seeing your comments. You know, we wanted to bring in some new people in, get some fresh faces.
Yeah, we're going to actually head out to Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland, and talk with Simon later. So
stay tuned.
Yeah, but before that, we're going to answer some comments and questions. So let's get it. What do we got, Will?
Buddy Robinson writes, I want to see Jordan wearing a GoPro helmet and busting out some badges or patterns.
I want to see you with the helmet at your desk with the GoPro on.
Yeah, this isn't a bad idea, man. We could back this. Totally. We've had a few other guys in the studio wear GoPros around for different things. We'll keep some of that inside, but yeah, this might be a good thing to do here. We could definitely get some content for you.
Yeah, because we actually just did a reel with David Cabasa. You did one as well,
right.
Kind of filming from the back.
Yeah.
That was more illustrated piece.
This will bring a whole new aspect, first-person viewer. It'd be like in a video game.
Yep. Yeah. Great idea. We'll work it in for sure.
Sick.
Yeah, if you guys aren't checking out the reels, if we're going to do something like that, that's kind of where it's going to end up. So, yeah, check it out.
Francisco Moreno writes, maybe we can see a personal journey of each of your staff. Would make for great filler and would add more of a personal feel for some of your more permanent stuff.
Working on putting together basically a bio and inside look at each single designer, illustrator, myself at the studio. So that's definitely in the works.
Just like the other reels comment and things too, we're doing our best to document things along the way and keep sharing content and bringing you guys what you want to see. So stay tuned as always.
Yep.
Lovell Design Company writes, what's the best perk of your jobs?
Yeah, and I'd say the best part about working at the studio is just the big group of people. We get to bounce ideas off of each other. Everybody's down to collaborate and you can share ideas, and it's just a great place, great space to be with people that are like-minded. So it's awesome. It's a great group of people, and that's probably one of my favorite things about being here.
I mean, I personally like the different trips and adventures, and whether it's like Creative Works and it's completely business oriented, or our retreats, or the skate camp type of deal, like that's the stuff that throughout the year I look forward to planning and doing and getting the team out of the studio to hang together. So
we became more family than just coworkers, and my boss here, he's like my brother here, so
exactly.
It's everything.
Yep. Thank you guys for the comments.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we're going to keep checking them out and try and answer as many as we can. So
keep them coming.
All right, so let's go talk to this first client.
Yeah, something a little different here for us.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Simon. So you've met Simon, a bunch of calls with Simon.
Yep, great dude.
Yeah, super cool guy. He's coming to us from Glasgow, Scotland, in the house. So furthest, like you were saying, probably our furthest client from, that we have. So
he's out there.
Yeah, kind of cool. He reached out a while back. He is creative director of Wolfson Brands, which has a magazine called Muscle and Health. So he reached out for a badge kit, which then transpired into an article in the magazine, Mike Tyson on the cover.
Yeah.
So super cool.
Yeah, awesome to chop it up with him. So
yeah, let's
kick it off.
Let's get after it. All right, so here we are. We are sitting down with Simon. Simon is coming to us broadcasting from Scotland, right?
Yep, Glasgow in Scotland.
Nice. Well, cool. Well, yeah, we're stoked to get to talk to you. We just got, which we'll dig into at the end of this, but the magazine in the mail. So we'll kind of talk about how we went from A to Z with you guys and ended up with an article in your magazine and everything.
Sweet, yeah, absolutely. Let's have a chat.
If you can give us a little history on kind of how you found us and how you even know about us.
I'm the head of design at Wolfson Brands and the creative director of Muscle and Health magazine. Wolfson Brands is like an affiliate marketing company, sell a lot of products online in that kind of space in health and wellbeing. With that, we also do Muscle and Health. I also work on Muscle and Health on the side. It's a magazine that launched probably stupidly right in the middle of the global pandemic. We decided it'd be a good idea to launch a fitness publication, printed as well. So all the best ideas come when you're sitting at home bored. I use Instagram for a lot of like inspiration and things like that. So just always on the lookout for something cool. And you guys always seem to crop up and come to the top of things. Obviously, you do a lot of work with different brands and different like really well known household names and things like that. So yeah, it's always going to be in the top of my feed for guys to check out for the latest kind of work. I got asked, can we design something cool? Yes. Can we get some good cover stars? Yes, we can. Our first one out the door was Terry Crews, and then we pulled our first issue together over the course of a month back at the start of the pandemic, and then it just went from strength to strength from there. We've had Dolph Lundgren, a guy called Wim Hof, Joe Wicks, who's a big fitness guy in the UK, and our latest issue is Mike Tyson, which you guys are featured in.
Huge. Yeah, that's huge that you guys got Mike Tyson on there on the cover, which is great.
Yeah.
One of the things when you reached out, I was kind of like, Muscle and Health, is this a good fit? But then looking at your magazines, you actually sent a big package in the beginning as well with a bunch of the magazines and the covers, which will pop up on the screen here. You guys are very much into the design aspect of it, even with the covers. There's some illustration on some of them, which is cool.
The whole ethos and premise behind it is we didn't want to be like any other fitness magazine that was on the shelf or available digitally or basically in the scene. We wanted to be that one that stood out and people go, oh, what's that over there? Why has that got Mike Tyson on it but it doesn't look like a regular magazine that he'd be involved in? Why has that got Dolph Lundgren or Terry Crews on it? And my whole idea was this: I wanted to go in as looking at it from a design point of view rather than what my partners are looking at, and they're looking at it from the editorial and content point of view. I want to see what can I do with that content to make it special, and that's what we're trying to achieve each issue. We try to make each cover really, really special, and as we work through the internals and things like that, we try and do a good element of design in there as well. Obviously keeping up with readability and making sure that the people, the end user, can be there. But yeah, as a piece of design work is how I always go in and look at it.
You reached out, you wanted a badge kit, something that you could utilize in the magazines, different places, something that, very open and, you could use all over different applications. You came to us with a very nice creative brief. You actually sent us one, and then after our conversation, you weren't happy with your brief and you redid it and it got even better. So what we're looking at here is the mood boards that you sent over. So I kind of broke it up into a couple different sections, right, Jordan? This is exactly what Jordan's big on, like, hey, this is the shit we need from the client. And you came with a nice brief here.
Yeah, I think once we'd spoke to you guys originally, Jordan was asking a lot of questions and I wasn't happy with the first brief we put across. So wanted to go back and answer those questions with a new mood board, a new brief for you guys. And that's where this version of it came into play. You were asking for like what words we got in the brand, what colours are you thinking of using? And I put some of that together, but I think it was maybe too general at first. And once I'd spoke to you guys about that, we kind of whittled that down and produced a brief like this that hopefully helped a lot in the process.
When you have enough work here that you can talk about concepts without having to do any design first or any sketching or anything, like where you brought a lot of concepts that we've done in the past for other clients and other people that it's similar to what you were looking for. So it helped lead that conversation and steer the right path for us all to know exactly what we're doing and we're all on the same page. So that was really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when I was trying to get a bit of movement in and a bit of again, something that's not sitting in that fitness space, like some of the shirts we're getting designed just now. I wanted it to hark back to like the one we see on screen there of the wizard kind of thing. I really liked the way that looked and the way it moved. And when we look at the badges soon, I think you really captured that.
We'll run through round one and then kind of end on the round two and the actual sheet that you went with. So this was the first set of comps we sent over. Like Jordan's point, you narrowed it down really nicely as far as what you're looking for, so there wasn't a lot of confusion.
When we got these through originally, we were really happy with the initial concepts, and there wasn't, some of them carried through to later on, and there was only a few changes in these that we wanted to make. So yeah, initially when we got this first hit of badges through, we were all blown away already with it.
Yeah, there's a nice variety here that Jordan kind of put together with the team. And I think, one of the cool things was you were kind of like, we don't want to go heavy on, dumbbells and plates and, kind of the typical, if you were to think of Muscle and Health, what they would want as far as badges, for a magazine, which was great and refreshing for us.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's again, just following that same theme as we're doing with the covers. We don't want to be known as just that another fitness magazine or any other fitness magazine. There's no other magazines that have this kind of style and this kind of look and work on their pages. And when we decided to incorporate that and start working with views, then that just like kind of elevated parts of the design in the magazine as well. And when it's used in certain sections, then it's there for a reason.
You know, if we did decide to use a barbell or some type of weight equipment, that it needed to make sense with the graphic. It shouldn't just sit there for no reason. It needed to be integrated in a fun way, or, you know, have some motion to it and, and make it more custom to be ownable for you guys. So it was a good push for us.
Yeah, this was a cool one with the kettlebell and the snake. And I love the muscle, health, and wealth. You know, that you guys kind of combined everything in the magazine and tell that story.
So yeah, that's exactly what we focus on. It's muscle and health, and we're also following the wealth side of things. So going to the gym, build some muscle to better the way you look and feel. We're telling you how to keep healthy, and then we're also giving advice on like the wealth side of things, the money side to keep your bank account healthy as well. So all these three elements kind of make for bettering yourself, essentially.
Yeah, these are great.
They started with Dave, and then they, I think, combined into like two concepts, and we were able to create the monoline version that had the barbell, the battery, and then the kind of the little banner there.
This one here we actually ended up going for, and that kind of was on our masthead now, and that's kind of like the seal of approval for what the magazine does, and that's how we treat that kind of badge. So yeah, really happy with that. So
we wrapped up the badge kit. You guys were happy with that, and then you kind of reached out again, and we're like, hey, we want to do a spread in the magazine and an interview with Lincoln. And to me, I'm like, holy shit! Yeah. Holy shit! Sign us up. No, we were flattered and stoked to be included, you know, in the magazine. And you know, you asked some great questions, and we got this whole spread here that you're looking at that is actually in the magazine. So thank you for that.
We really enjoyed working with you. The whole team are really happy with how the products turned out and things like that. So we want to show that off. Some of these badges are not going to be seen in the magazine all the time. Like the Grim Reaper one there with the weights, that's going on to merch. So people who are maybe not buying merch from us, I just want to give them the opportunity to see it in the magazine as well. And again, finding out what you've done, and that fits nicely into the kind of wealth section of the magazine, how someone's built a business, and hopefully inspire out someone else if they're on the fence whether they can do it or not to try that business out and give it a go.
You had sent the PDF, you know, and we approved it, but it's never as cool as when you get, you know, the actual physical magazine in the mail. And you even when you did the article, you're like, hey, you guys are going to be in the issue with Mike Tyson on the cover. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
That's perfect.
Even better.
Yeah, even better. You know, and then you got the gold foil on the cover and everything, which is great.
I don't know what it's like in the States, but a lot of our main magazine places are in like train stations and things like that. So you'll get a lot of people who are running in, going to get the train. I just want something to read, kind of thing. So the flashier we can make this in the health and well-being section of it, where hopefully they're going to pick it up. And the initial feedback I've had, the cover has helped a lot for this issue. Our sales are way up from the previous one as well. So
heck yeah, congrats!
Yeah, really happy with that.
Nice work.
That's cool.
Thank you very much.
I even see the little on the back. That's up there. We got cameras all over, so yeah. We'll pop a little bit. You got the little badges on the back. Will's got cameras everywhere. And then you sent us this kick-ass shirt as well. It's got the big
Grim Reaper
on the back.
Yeah,
thank you for that. One, No, that's cool.
I think that was one of the questions you asked me when we done our initial chat through of what we were going to produce was, how do you feel about skulls? And I was like, yeah, fucking love them.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
bring it.
Yeah, exactly. It can be touchy. You know, we get a lot of clients that are like, oh, well, you know, we don't want, you know, you guys do skulls well. We don't want that, you know. So it's something we ask, and when the client says yes, we're like, let's go. For sure.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so everything turned out really, really nice. So it's all coming into play now. So like I said, we've got the merch going out with the badges on it, with 2 shirts. So I think over the 2 shirts, there's 4 of the badges getting used. We've got the magazine, and that's going to be recurring use in there as well. And I've just sent to print a 8 metre by 2.5 metre banner for our
Nice.
trade show we're doing at the end of September, and that's got 6 of the badges on it as well. So they're about a foot high each, which is pretty cool.
Rad.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, cool. Well, Simon, I appreciate the work you guys have sent us and including us in the magazine. Really excited for what you guys are doing over there. And
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thanks very much.
yeah. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, hopefully get to work with you guys in the future soon for sure.
All right, cool. That was fun talking to Simon.
Man, that guy's awesome.
Yep. Heavy accent.
Yeah, we might need some subtitles in there, but
coming from Scotland, but very cool.
yeah. And we were worried about the connection, but it was pretty clear.
Yeah,
you know?
Will made it happen with the video, and
shout out to Will.
that thing turned out great. So, all right, so now we're gonna jump on with another, actually, client, friend, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Josh from Creative Works.
That's right.
Yeah,
Down in Memphis.
Down in Memphis. So
Moving all over. Been
Jump.
getting blown up.
Yeah,
Got this workshop going on down there.
we do. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got Creative Works coming up, so
Yeah.
we're doing a workshop. There's only a few tickets left. I think the whole conference is close to selling out. So if you want to go, jump on those tickets before they're gone.
Yeah. We had to get Josh on the horn to talk to him about this, get a little bit of his background. So
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go do that. Let's dig into it. Perfect. So we are here with Josh Horton from Creative Works. Super stoked to have you on, and I'm glad you could take the time to join us today.
Yeah, man. So happy to be here.
Right on. Yeah, we got Jordan, senior designer here at Lincoln,
what's up, y'all?
sitting in. So
Stoked to be here too.
we sat down. We had some, long, good conversations about, my path in design, your path, kind of how you got to where you're at right now. And it was very interesting to hear kind of your background and where you came from. Like we were just talking about, I feel like it's similar to Brandon and Damaso here at Lincoln, where they went to school for animation, graduated, and ended up being full-time illustrators. You have a similar path where you went to school for one
That's
thing,
right.
And ended up going in a different direction. So if you can just kind of fill us in on your background and kind of how you got to where you're at, I think that'd be killer.
Yeah, man. So I grew up the artistic kid. I drugged my mom to like Michael's Crafts and got sketchbooks and graphite pens that I got graphite all over my sketchbook. It was ridiculous because I'm left-handed. And when I got into high school, I basically just kind of lost a lot of that. I was trying to impress girls. I was trying to impress my parents. And I got into this kind of mode of operation of like trying to play sports and football and work out and all that stuff. And coming to the end of my high school career, I really hadn't put much effort into my art. And so I decided to abandon that completely. And I listened to a ton of music. I love music. And I realized I don't know about your listeners, but I realized very late in the game that I could make a career out of being creative. And so I took all the passion that I had for music, the passion that I had for putting out, listening to records, and I went off to Belmont University for a year for recording engineering. It was a music business degree with emphasis in recording engineering. I was there for a year. I realized in that year that I couldn't get my hands on the gear until I was a junior. And so I decided to just skip out on that program altogether. I was like, there's no way that I'm going to last for 3 years or 2 years without getting my hands on stuff. So I came back home for a semester, worked in a coffee shop, and convinced my parents to help me move to Florida to get a degree in recording engineering from Full Sail University. Anyway, while I was at Full Sail, I did really well, but I took an intro to Photoshop class, an intro to Illustrator class, and an intro to HTML class. It was one class, and they all just kind of divided into different focuses: Illustrator, Photoshop, and HTML. But I took basically one little lineup of classes that inspired me to understand, like, hey, I could do something different when recording engineering wasn't panning out for me. And while I was there, I was literally like taking the Foo Fighters website back in the day, which was the Nothing Left to Lose stuff, and I would like download all the assets from the website and rebuild it in HTML, and then use Photoshop to manipulate it and stuff. So I would put together a different version of that same website, on my own through coding. So just this random thing that I had to do in my spare time in Florida ended up actually kind of giving me the skills that I could use to getting to my creative career that I have now. So I went back to Memphis, was a recording engineer for 2 years. And the studio at that time was packed. There was an engineer in every studio all the time. So I just wasn't getting time with musicians, wasn't getting time in the studio. And so there was a hole. A friend of mine had left in the media department and allowed me to basically just jump right in. I used his machine and had Photoshop and Illustrator and all the things that I need. Dreamweaver back in the day. All the things I needed to promote and do graphic design for album artwork and stuff like that. And I just was off to the race. But I was, working with, at the time, a place called Asterisk Studio out of Seattle, Washington, to do some albums for a band called Skillet, which is now huge. I was like, hey, do y'all have an internship?
So you reached out and asked for that internship, right? I mean, you went after it.
Yeah, Don Clark. Yeah, that's right. So Don Clark and I became friends just over doing that album cycle together and getting all the assets and everything that we needed there. And I was like, look, I don't know if y'all do internships, but I'm 23, I think at the time. I was like, I'm 23, I'm mobile, I can do whatever I want. Can I come out for a summer and learn from you guys? And they were like, yeah, for sure. And I immediately started cranking out work that Don was like, hey, we're going to put this in the portfolio. And I was like, man, what does that mean? Am I a part of the studio? Like, are you just taking credit for my work? He's like, no, man, you're a part of the studio. Like you're helping out in ways that I can't, we couldn't do it on our own. So you're a part of our studio. And so that's kind of how that all started. It just was a summer internship that I just gave everything. I started counting posters and folding t-shirts and doing all this like not fun stuff, right? And like photoshopping different heads onto different people from photo shoots. Yeah. And I guess I impressed them in that time. I haven't really downloaded that with Don and in ways like how did I impress them? But I guess I was willing to do the work for free for a period of time and bust ass. And then, the opportunity came up and then I just was a part of the studio.
Yeah, and you were willing to do the work, whatever the work was, whether it was folding T-shirts and counting posters,
That's right.
We've had a lot of interns at our old studio, and when you do internships, like a lot of it, half of it is going to be most likely kind of some miscellaneous bullshit, That's right. And you can't be bummed on that. It's like you got to be bummed on the fact that you have this opportunity to sit and work with these people that hopefully it ends up being a job and ends up being exactly what you turned it into, You
got to take that risk, right? You've got to be able to work, especially for your heroes, right? You've got to be able to work under them and be an asset. And if being an asset means working for free for a minute, that's okay, I think.
Yep.
For them to see your drive and passion, and then to introduce you to other people in their network is huge. You made an impact in their lives, so they were willing to, share and let you guys in on what more could happen and what was bigger there. So that was really cool too.
That's cool. Yeah, so you took off, headed back to Memphis, and then what happened after that?
Yeah, so I came back to Memphis, tried to connect with all my buddies I'd gone to school with over the years. And I just found most of all these folks that had been into album artwork, were doing screen printing posters, all the cool stuff that we had done kind of when we were younger. They were just kind of like bored and working at these ad agencies and not doing the type of work that they wanted to do. I just was trying to find a way to like re-energize my friends, if you will, like in the people that I was seeing, the young designers in my community. At the time I was like, I don't know, in my 32-ish, I guess. And I'd gone a long time doing like brand work for nonprofits and small businesses and some album artwork here and there. But like my friends were just disconnected, not growing, kind of like in these corner offices at agencies and at creative groups and small businesses around the city. And I was just like, look, I'm going to grab all my friends that I made back in Seattle, and we're going to put together an event, which I thought at the time was going to be a micro conference, just this small thing that we're going to do over 2 days. And it just turned, as we started promoting it and it started selling tickets, it just turned into a much bigger thing that still continues today.
That's great. Yeah, which it is today, Creative Works, which has been, 9 years now?
So this is the 8th conference, but 9 years of doing the work. We took 2020 off for reasons that I think everyone could figure out.
Yep, absolutely. No, that's cool. That's huge. I mean, congrats to you for running a conference for, the last 8 years. That's a huge undertaking.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and we attended, I think it was 2019, I guess.
That's right. Y'all been a part of it, yeah?
Yeah, so we came out to 19. We helped with some of the branding for the event, right. Did a little animation work, which Will can kind of pop up on the screen here. But yeah, great event. We had been to a few others in the past, and coming out to Memphis and Creative Works was amazing. I mean, you put on a great show. It's usually a little bit bigger than some of the other ones we've been to, and just a super good time. And we're on our way back out here in 3 weeks to number 8, so we're stoked to come out again.
One of the things that I love to do with a conference is just give back to the people who invest in themselves. I think the gist of it is, honestly, is just showing people the possibilities of creative work and career, help them kind of like align themselves with something that matters and that touches them. And then they end up basically like lighting a fire under themselves and going after the things that they want in their career. And it's just, if you plug in like that and you pay attention to the right people, I mean, I think that it's inevitable that you'll reach where you want to be.
I think it's cool to hear your backstory. I think you and Jordan need to link up on some audio shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Jordan's into the music and the beats and the whole thing with his red eye and
that's for sure.
Yeah, so
stuff back and forth. That's for sure.
I'm sure you guys would have
for sure.
Have some
I've got a little electronic. You can barely see like a little
nice. I see a symbol
there,
right
but
there.
I've got like I recently got like electronic drum kit. I hadn't played drums in 10 years, but I got a kit to kind of get back into it. And
very cool.
Everything that I used to need a huge mixer for, you can now just do on your computer. So it's fantastic. A lot of fun.
Yep. Nah, that's cool. Jordan helps us out with some audio here at the studio, like the chop up intro and everything. All that is from Jordan. So yeah, it's cool.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on. Seriously.
Yeah, Josh. No, I'm stoked. Stoked we could, connect and talk in Nashville. It was great to hear your backstory, and I feel like our listeners will get something out of that, and we're excited to come out there and hang out again in Memphis here soon.
Yeah, see you guys in October for sure.
All right, so that was cool.
Yeah,
cool to sit down with Josh.
Great guy.
Yeah, I forgot that you had never met him.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, so super cool guy. So come out to Creative Works, check it out, meet Josh, check out the workshop.
Yeah, workshop.
We will be out there.
Yep.
See you there. All right, cool. We got some exciting products in the store.
Always.
Yes, always.
That's right.
Yeah. So Denik notebooks. I actually bought a couple of their notebooks probably a year ago. Was super stoked on it. For one reason, I write a bunch of notes, and they have this spiral notebook, and I like a spiral notebook so I can keep it open and shit like that on my desk.
Lay flat.
Yeah, lay flat, which they actually have these that are lay flat as well, which is kind of sick. Anyways, I bought a couple of their notebooks, thought they were cool, jumped on their website, made some Lincoln notebooks, and then ended up talking to the owner, and he's like, hey, let's do some kind of collab or something. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. So we came up with this whole idea of this adventure sketchbook series, like books you could take out, wherever.
Yeah.
Out looking for a Sasquatch.
That's right.
or whatever. So
love it.
Yeah. So we have these 3 notebooks that are just dropped. They're in the shop. Check them out. They're also on Denik's website as well. We're selling it as a kit. They are selling them individually, so you can go either place and buy them. But fun little notebooks, a little small one, medium sized, and then the big one. And
I like the craft paper on that one.
I know, right? This one?
Yeah.
That's like the full outdoor.
Super different.
Yeah. So they're cool. They're fun. So when we agreed to kind of do this collab, I was like, well, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. Let's do some kind of commercial.
Yeah.
So brainstormed this whole idea, sent Jake and David. David was only here. Actually, today is David's 6th month with the company.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers to David. So sent him about 5 months into working here out into the woods and said, hey, you're going to shoot a commercial.
Straight to the wolves.
Yeah, so super fun. Basically just a quick, Will went out there, Will and Jake, and actually my son was wearing the suit, and kind of a whole group effort, but we made this kick-ass commercial here.
Yeah, it's a great teamwork right there.
Yeah, so check it out.
In this modern world, spending time outside has never been more important. Whether you are drawn to the outdoors or you're drawing the outdoors, Lincoln Design Company and Denik Notebooks are here to help you on your way. Never forget to log off and get drawn to the outdoors. Draw better because you're outside. And remember, there is no certainty. There is only adventure. Get lost and find inspiration. We walk in the woods and come out taller than the trees. Adventure Sketchbook, for those drawn to the outdoors. A message from Lincoln Design Co. in collaboration with Denik Notebooks. Order yours today.
All right, so yeah, fun
Love
commercial,
it, man.
right?
That's funny. That shit's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to have some kind of idea. You got the Sasquatch on the cover, something, using the notebook.
Drawn to the woods. drawing in the woods.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. And David killed it.
Yeah,
Mega
that was great.
Supremo.
Acting, the
Oh yeah,
whole, yeah.
It's a vibe.
Totally. Yeah. So very cool. So yeah, check them out. They're in the shop there. So go grab one. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it was a good episode. Bunch of different shit happening.
Yeah,
so.
something new, you know.
Yep. Right on. All right. So tune in, subscribe, bells, buttons.
Thanks,
you
y'all.
guys.
We
Yep.
appreciate you.